Listen, man, it's going to be an amazing day. You know what we do? We bring your favorite people to come here and share their stories. And you know, it's a crazy time in the world. It's so crazy that you need to hold on to something firm. You know what we do at Boukie's Place? It's never about the awards or the accolades. It's about the grit and the grind. And we bring your favorite people to share their stories. And in the building today, I have the one and only Paul Play Dairo. Ladies and gentlemen, give a Boukie's Place welcome to. Oh. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm very, very well.
Good. I'm good. Good.
Wow.
Good,
So
good. It's been a long time. It's been ages.
I know.
You ran away and left us here. It's okay now.
How we go do now? How we go come do now?
You left us here in Nigeria. We are fine. We just said that we are doing well. We're doing great. We're fine, you know.
Wow.
But it's good to see you again after it's like 15 years now. 15
wow,
years.
I know. Wow.
Oh, wow. But you're looking good. You're looking nice, fresh, younger.
It's the life.
You're looking great, though.
Thank you.
We have missed you. We have missed your beautiful raps. You know, your skills, your rap skills, and all that. So
maybe I'll come out of the
so probably at least try and throw some at us. You know, when they come out, just straight. Let's enjoy the songs too. Don't leave it to the people in America alone. Don't let them, you know, be hearing this stuff before we do. Yeah. So.
This is my interview to you. You are the one that interviewing me now.
Yeah, so I know, but you know that, like, you know, it's just because it's been a while. So you need to actually at least, you know, hail your colleague and say, yeah, how far now? You know, how the things to go.
So you think I can come out of retirement and do an EP?
Well, I believe that a musician should not, go into retirement. You know, it's a lifetime thing. Once you're in music, you are in it for life. It's like your breath. You know, you as long as you live, you continue to breathe. You know, so music to you should be like, you know, what you do. Even if you're not doing it like, you know, you're not trying to do it like your profession again, but you're still a musician. You know.
Believe it or not. Okay. Welcome to Boukie's Place. You know, this is where we talk about everything nobody else is talking about. We don't talk about the glitz or the glam. We talk about the grit and the grind. And we bring favorite people that people want to hear from, people with a story, people with a journey, you know. So it's about ordinary people in their ordinary lives doing extraordinary things, you know. So when I shut up, you're going to share your story. You're going to start from the beginning, because we know that you have a heritage that's really rich. So we're going to start from the beginning, where you were born, into your family, and then we take it wherever you want to go. We flow with you. So welcome to Boukie's Place.
I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. Yeah, I was born in Lagos. I was my first school, that was I Nursery and Primary School in Surulere. From there, I went to IJGS Grammar School in my hometown. Yeah, so from there, I now, yeah, I did.
Where is your hometown?
I'm from Osun State. I'm from Ijesha. I'm an Ijesha man.
Wow.
I'm from Ijesha. Yeah, went to IJS Grammar School, Ijesha. From there, Federal School of Arts and Science. Yeah, from there, went to Yaba College of Technology, where I finished my HND in Mechanical Engineering. Yeah, so talking about my journey into music, my father was a musician. My father was one of Nigeria's greatest musicians. In fact, it was called, it was a legend. He was honored by the Queen of England in the 60s with the Order of the Member of British Empire. So that shows me. I hope I'll be able to get that one sharp, but now, yeah. So he was a great musician. He had, he raised me with music money. While growing up, my first attempt at music was due to the fact that my father was a pastor as well. He used to be the head of a church, which is the Cherubim and Seraphim Church. Yeah, so he was a pastor. He was like an apostle. Also, he was known like popular amongst the Cherubim and Seraphim Church. So our church is actually beside my father's house. So it was now very important that as the children of a pastor, we must, be involved in one or two activities in church. So that necessitated the fact that I have to be, is either you're singing in the choir or you're playing drums. So I was actually doing both. I started with playing drums with my cousins and my step brothers and yeah, so there was a main choir in church, but I really didn't dig the main choir. So I wanted, some of my friends in church back then, we decided to form a vocal group, which is partly a cappella and partly with a box guitar. So the name of that group was Cavalry Singers. So we're like seven, and the leader of the group used to play guitar for my dad, so it was my dad's guitarist. Yeah, so from there, from my father's church, we used to go out and minister in so many other parishes, CAC, rest of them. So that was my first attempt, and was my first attempt at music, and I found that they always put me in that alto, so I always sing alto, although I don't know whether I was good at that thing, but that was where I found myself. My interest in music kind of slowed down a bit because of school. So while I was in Java College of Technology, I was, I normally go out of school, like say 3 times a week. I would go, and do some jingles and record jingles. I was producing jingles. I was working with so many jingle advertising agencies and stuff like that. So the first person I worked with was Mr. Tunde Ajijedido, DJ Craft. That was the name of the studio way back then in
Wow, I remember.
So DJ Craft, and there was Clinks, there was Shegun Arinze was like in Clinks back then. So I'm sure they didn't really know who I was. So I was just quiet. I'm that kind of person that I didn't want to give anybody any, anybody that impression that I'm from, my father was I.K Dairo. So so basically along the line I met OJB. There was this studio in Ujuelegba called Class Studios. Yeah. So I met OJB there. So from there we just hit it off, and we were up to so many things, doing jingles. There was Yomi Jiran. There was Bola Abim Bola. Bola Abim Bola is in the US now. Yomi is in the US now. So they are with you over there. So So my first demo that I cut was in 1987. I was pretty young then. I did a song called Thousand Ways. I can still remember the lines of the song. Thousand Ways. So from there, my brother, is late now, and my late cousin, we formed a group called The Griff. Yeah, we formed a group called The Griff, and we were performing at Night Shift nightclub Night Shift
Holistic.
nightclub was the biggest and the number one club in Nigeria, the whole of Nigeria at that point in time. So we said we should give it a shot. That was a place that you had people like Michael Cree, Uche Ibeto, the Mandators, the who is who in the music industry, Raskimono, Oris Wiliki. I mean, the big guys in the industry back then, Alex O, the big guys in the industry used to, you have all the industry heads, they used to be there, and, politicians, it was like, how do I put it now? It was like the biggest club in, you know, in where's that place where they play a lot of where they gamble in America?
Vegas.
Vegas. Sorry about that. So it was like that's where it ends, when it comes to entertainment. So Mr. Kunle Stewart, Akintayo Stewart was the head DJ. So we walked up to him, and Tunde and Wumi Obey as well. He used to perform there. Yeah, so we decided to take our chance. So we went there and we got we spoke to, but what we were doing back then was strictly R&B music. I was, my brothers, I got so much of R&B music in my system, as compared with what my father. The fact that my father was a musician, a musician. My father sometimes get a little bit upset because we listen to more of those R&B songs more than his own music anyway. So it happened that we now got that job to perform at night shift. So I was in school, and at the same time I was doubling with producing jingles for advertising agencies and performing at night shift nightclub. So we were like big boys, and back then a lot of people thought probably because I'm I.K Dairo's son, then it was easy for me. So my father gives me pocket money, and they didn't know I was making my money myself. I was making money from doing jingles. I was making money from my, we do Friday night, Saturday night, sometimes Sunday night shift. Then Monday I'm back in school. I'm back in school on Monday. Sometimes Tuesday after school, then I'm in the studio overnight the next day. So I was a lot of my friends in school back then thought like, this boy will fail. This boy will fail. So at the end of the day, when it's like 2 weeks to exam, I just shut everything down. They find that I'm always, I never had a carryover. I never had any issues with my education. So that my father won't start thinking that something else is going on. All the while that these things were actually happening in my life, my father was not really, he wasn't aware. He wasn't aware. It was like, okay, my boy is in school. But at the same time, I didn't know that I've been everywhere and got some. It was my father's manager, Mr. Andrew Frankel, that told my dad that your son is actually into music. So my father was like, really? So somebody was like, okay, yeah. So I now gave him one of my songs, and that was how I got my first songwriting deal. Yeah, in America. So because he went back to America with my dad, and when he came back, I put that stuff up for songwriting, and I got a songwriting deal. My father, then he told my dad about it. Your son, got a songwriting deal, blah 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 blah. So my dad came back and said, okay, you only want to what kind of music are you singing? So I want to listen to the song. So then there was cassette, So I brought the cassette and I played it for him. I was listening. I was like, only man, like really, yeah. So it's like, okay, whatever it is that you want to do, just go ahead and do it. You don't necessarily have to do my music, but as long as you're sure this is what you want to do, just go ahead. So that was all he said. And the only time I had, that opportunity to work with my dad, I've actually followed him to some, events, as in parties. I played the Akuba drums. Sometimes I played the what's it called now? Samba drum. And yeah, so I've done the only recording I did with him was when he recorded in Shano Lu Records. I guess that was the studio. I played the conga drums on his album. So I was really excited that, okay, at least I was, because I did something with my dad. So that was the only recording that I did with him as the conga player. Yeah, so basically wasn't really aware of my, my journey into the music business. Meanwhile, I was doing a lot of stuff, and a lot of people felt that I got something recently, and somebody was saying that it wasn't for your dad. But I tell people that, I paid my dues, man. I paid my dues. I went through it without him knowing. I just said, you know what, I don't want people to look at me like, oh. And when I recorded Mosheri Ray, it was a friend of mine, because basically I was producing R&B music. I was producing R&B and hip hop music. Basically, I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't recording juju music for anybody, because I really don't know how to go about that. The only thing that I knew how to do was R&B, soul, and stuff like that, because that was what I got myself. And going back to when I did my first production, somebody was playing the music for me. The producer was playing. So I said, play it like this, play it like that, do it like this. But when I got worried about the way it was going. Sometimes it doesn't come out right the way I wanted it to come out. So I bought myself. And my late brother was a super musician. He could play like 5 instruments. He could play the saxophone, the guitar, drums. He was someone that actually inspired me to want to learn at least one instrument. So he had, I got myself piano tutor, and we had instruments in the house. So there's a Casio. Got myself a Casio keyboard. That Casio keyboard that sounds like a toy. So that was what I used to learn. I would listen to the song. I would listen to my favorite song, then I would go to my piano and try to, bring out a chord line for the songs. And because that way I started getting that, having that so much interest in music. You can tell me to stop, but if you want me to stop anywhere. So
No, my sister is shouting out to you. She left Nigeria like a long, long time. She said, hello, Paul,
oh,
I'm the number one fan. I listen to your music.
thank you so much. So I hope I'm not actually going out of line, but
Don't
yeah.
worry. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I'll
so
put
with the music thing, I my brother and I, we will perform at Night Shift nightclub, and nobody will
Mhm.
clap for us. Perform, because they'll come and tell us that your music is too foreign. Your music is too, it's like Uyubu music. Why this kind of music? So we will go back. We will just and I would just appreciate. The owner of the club, he really loved us. He told us to keep going. He never one time said, you guys are not. The other people will come up and they will clap for them. They will spray them money and stuff like that. But we weren't getting shit. I'm sorry for that. We weren't getting anything. We just get scanty claps, and that was it. But something that motivated me was one of those days that we performed that we didn't really get anybody to actually say anything about our performance. And I was feeling very, very down. And I walked into the restroom, and this man staggered into the restroom, and he just looked at me while he was about to go out, and he said, are you the one that played that Igbo music? I said, yes. He said, you are good, don't mind them, you are good. And somebody that was drunk. So that kind of motivated me. Like, look, if the guy can say that I'm good at what I do, so I need to keep doing what I'm doing. So a bit story about Moshiri, how Moshiri came about. I was in the studio, I started producing, and there's this friend of mine a colleague of mine that's always in the studio with me. One time told me that, look, Paul, you need to do something about your father's music. You need to do some, remake or remix. You are good. I know you can say, I can't do it. He didn't teach me anything. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. How do I sing juju music? I can't play talking drum. I can't do any of these things. How am I going to do it? He said, Paul, you can do it. Just try it. So I made up my mind. Then I've started working in Shell. I've left school. I've started working in Shell, and part of that, even when I was working in Shell, the music just takes me out of that, that 9 to 5 situation, and puts me. Music has its way of always arresting me and taking my time. It doesn't you know, it doesn't play, and it doesn't allow me to do anything without, you know, having some spare time for it. So what I did was, yeah, so I said, okay, what this guy said, okay, what song am I going to sing? So in my house, I was like, in my room, I was thinking. So I now decided, okay, what I would do is I will sing Missouri, maybe I'll see what will happen, and let's see. You know, before then, myself would submit cassettes to Tambansi Records, EMI Records, Sony Music, no response. Nobody says, oh, you know. So after recording that song, I actually recorded that song in Chief Ebenezer Obey's studio in, yeah, in, I think it's in, yeah, it's somewhere around Paja or something. Yeah. So and guess what? The guy that actually mixed that song is Dr. Alabi's husband. Yeah. You are surprised.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Yeah,
Uncle
yeah.
Soji.
Soji Alabi, yes. Soji Alabi mixed it. And yeah, so I actually recorded that song in 4 hours. The vocal, instrumentation, everything, 4 hours. Tony Tornero was with me. I was like, okay, why don't you do this line and all that? So 4 hours was done. So I took it and said, okay, maybe some people should listen to this because this is not really my thing. This is what I know. It's not what I'm actually perfect at doing. So I decided to take it to some of my father's friends who were listen to it and are actually musically inclined. You know, my father's colleagues. Only to call ye, only to call ye. This song is not good. Why are you playing? This song is not good now. Who is that place that is doing it? Who is that person? What is this? This is not how your father did his music. Now, blah, blah. So I was totally discouraged. I was just, you know. So what I did was I put that song, I locked it away for 3 good years. Yes, 3 good years. I didn't want to know anything about that song. I didn't want to hear anything about it again because even I took it to another person. I said, let me, you know, let me just seek a second opinion.
We're gonna pray for network. Oh.
Okay, so like I have to
Hello?
hold it down. So my so yeah, so yes, I now took it to another friend of my, another, you know, friend of my dad who actually listened and said, ah, this song is not exciting now. There's nothing in this song. So why do you want to just keep working, keep working? So I decided to just lock the song away for as long as it could just be there in my locker. So yeah, so later another friend of mine now said, you should take this song, bro. This song is good. Why don't you just, you know, one of my colleagues, I said, this song is good. Why did you take it to, you know, Sony Music? I said, yeah, that's a good idea. Let me take it to Sony Music. So I took it to Sony Music, and I saw the marketing manager of Sony Music. The marketing manager of Sony Music was like, oh, this song is not bad, though. It's very nice. You know, I'm sure this song is a very, you know, it's inspiring. Is this, is that? The man was just making so much noise. I need to take you to go and, I need to take you to the Oga chairman. I need to take you to the chair lady. I need to take you to see the head of Sony Music. So the man was very excited about it. So we went upstairs and we saw the woman, Mrs. KJ Okunowo. She saw it and was like, the same thing I got like some years, a year, that was like 2 years after I left, you know, I didn't want to do anything with the song. So she said, no, that she now asked me that, what do you, how about your father's music? Is there a way we can get your father's music? I'm like, I'm here, you know, I'm here. You're supposed to talk with me. I don't, you know, so I left discouraged, but the marketing manager kept telling me that, man, this song is good, Paul. Don't relent. You know, you need to keep working, keep looking out for, you know, people that will release this song. So the man was so supportive, was so excited. So he called me again, and we went to a place around, yeah, I think it was around Yanapaja then. So this woman happened to be the biggest distributor for music in the western region of Nigeria. So he took me there, and you know, at Sony Music, they will know all the distributors and marketers. So the woman said, oh Johnny, my market, I have so many artists, you know. So that was another let down again. So I said, okay, well, that's it. I'm not doing that thing again. I'm tired. So I'm not doing it again. So I dropped it. Then while I was there, I was just doing my stuff, producing OJB and I were close. We used to listen to a lot of songs, trying to do jingles and do stuff and just try to keep up, you know. In the game, we didn't want to go down. We just keep. Sometimes we stay in our, you know, in his mom's. There's this school beside his house, his compound as well. So we go in there. We'll be singing Jodeci songs. We'll be singing, sing like Boys to Men. Every Boys to Men song we could actually lay our hands on. We would go there and try and start, you know, practicing and practicing and doing the stuff that we could do with it. So yeah, so along the line I just got some. I said, yeah, who are the biggest in the game? It's Kenny and T1. These are the biggest guys in the game. I need to roll with these guys. I need to find a way to do something with these guys. So I thought myself, I said, you know what? I'm actually going to take part of my salary. I'm going to record a song for AIT Jams. So when I got my salary at the end of the month, I went, took some money out, went to the studio, recorded AIT Jams with my friend Bayadifuye. Bayadifuye is now honorable now, so yeah. So Swave. So his name was Swave then. Don't mind him.
Yeah.
So Swave and I, we now said, okay, yeah. So Swave did the rap on AIT Jams, and I went to Kenny Ogungbe's. I went to AIT. I went to A Power. And I saw the secretary. And what I normally do, I don't tell people that I'm I.K Dairo. I relate to I.K Dairo. I.K Dairo is my dad and all that. Because I really didn't, I'm always very shy to tell people that. So I told her, my name is Paul. My name is Paul. I said, Paul what? Paul Dairo. I want to see. So I waited for like a whole day. Yeah, I think like I got there around 9. I left there around 5 p.m. in the afternoon, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in the afternoon. So when he came out, he was like, oh. I said, you have something for me? I said, yeah. I said, so I did something for you. I did a song for you for AIT Jam. I said, really? That's very exciting. That's good. Thank you. I will listen to you and get back to you. So maybe you should come back like in 3 days or you come back next week and, if you like it, we'll put it on our show. Even before I came back, the guy put it on his show. And I called my friend and said, Bayo, AIT Jams. I mean, some AIT Jams. Then Kenny Ogungbe was, Papa Keke was just going on and on. These boys are fantastic. You think they're from America? It was like, so my head was swelling in the house. So I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the way to go about it. So when I went back, I didn't, the first time I went there, I waited for almost the whole day. But the next time I got there, Mr. Kenny Ogungbe came out in 5 minutes.
The gift
And
of
when
a
he came
man.
out, he just checked out his hand and said, Paul play!
Oh, he christened you Paul play.
I've been Paul play ever since,
Okay.
Paul play. I put the stuff on Paul play and Swave,
Okay.
in on the cassette I wrote Paul play. So yeah, so it was huge. Then he said, you guys need to come for interview. You guys yourself and Swave. So I told Swave, everybody was excited. So Swave like that. So the day was a Friday, I guess. So we went there. We were okay. Yeah, we were on the show. So everybody saw us. Everybody at home saw us. The ball. So they spoke with us and we interviewed, and that was the first interview ever on a TV station. So see, the lesson there is that you actually need to do something even if you don't have nothing. If you don't have any hope, you just need to keep pushing it. Because somewhere, I would not say that, yeah, I really know what that is what I'm supposed to do. But I said, well, if I could roll with these guys, because these guys are the biggest in the game right now, if I could roll with them, then if they like what I do, I'm sure I'm going to have a space. I'm going to have a leg in. So exactly that's what I did, and it paid off. So Bayo was excited. Bayo was just doing like this, speaking funny. I know it was just So yeah, so it was exciting. So after that, he just called me and said, what you're doing is great, and you're a good producer. So you know what happened that week? There's this studio in Ikeja called AVI Studios.
Mm-hmm.
You know AVI Studios?
Of course now.
AVI Studios. So these are, Nelson Brown was the major big
Yeah.
dog. It was like the major guy there. So I'm just one of those guys that used to hang out, just come there once in a while, record, after work or just weekends, I come and record. When I got there on Saturday, after that, TV interview, I had like 5 different artists waiting for me to produce them. So I just, somehow I was recording back to back, producing back to back because, it was like, and okay, I forgot to tell you that I had left Shell because I found out that I was getting some more distractions. I was beginning to get some kind of, people looking at me like, are you sure you're in the right place? You come here, you sit and do your job, but sometimes you're always singing or you're not tapping on the table. I think you probably missing something. So, guy, this is what you did here. You did sing. Go and do something now. Record this thing. We'll buy it. Stuff like that. But I like oil money, so I didn't want to go. So the thing is, yeah. So I just wanted the direction. I wanted God to, I pray hard, and I always acknowledge God in everything that I do. So I felt like, what, I needed to ask for direction this time around. So my father, there was this man, my father's friend. He started my father's church with my dad. So I went to him and said that, I says, Baba, that I am really worried, and this music thing is actually eating into me. It's making me feel as if I'm in the wrong place. I feel as if my destiny is, I think probably this is not where I'm supposed to be. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. It's not that the money is good, but I'm not fulfilled. So he said, okay, if that's a problem, okay, if you want to know whether you should do music or this, I said, well, that's my problem. It's like, so much is happening, and I'm feeling less, interested in what I was doing. So he said, okay, he's going to pray about it. And you want direction from God? I said, yeah, I want direction from God. I want God to show me where He wants me to be. So the man said, okay, that Yoruba, so yeah. So after work the next day, I went to him because it is very close to my dad's house. So I went to see him and said, yeah, Oluwani can stop frankly. God said I should tell you that this music thing, that He knows that this is what He gave you the gift, so use it. So I said, yes, if God can say that, then who's gonna tell me no? I have to go and do it, man. So he said, God says I should do this thing, because then I will not lie to you, I wasn't confident enough to just do music, because the kind of music I was doing was totally different from what everybody was doing. My music was too foreign.
You know, I
Oriental music
understand. You know, I understand.
was, yeah, was too foreign. So everybody was like, what kind of Oriental music is this? Are you a white boy? Are you an American? And somebody said, there's no way you record R&B, this, it will not sell. R&B cannot sell in Nigeria. So because of those people, that was why I recorded Eastville. Because see, one thing about music is that your orientation matters. What were you fed with when you were growing up? What was actually going into your psyche? What was going into your inner person when you were growing up? What did you grow up with? If you took a child from Kano and dropped that child in America, the guy would be. So even if you are living in Nigeria and everything about you is what the kind of music that you actually grew up listening to is totally pop music and R&B music and jazz music, that is what you're gonna spew out at the end of the day. So that was what actually affected me. That was the music that I actually lived. So I felt like, well, since Nigerians don't really listen to this kind of music, why do I really want to do it? Understand? So I took some time off. I started, with my production. When I told my mom that I wasn't doing music again, I wasn't working again. I don't want to work again. I want to do music. My mom didn't speak to me for like for a week. My mom said, "Look at this boy." My mom went to my brother and said, "Look at your brother. He's working in a good place. Now he wanted to leave that place. He wants to come and be singing." No, for a woman who actually faced all the pressures and the stress of the music, he was married to a musician, so he didn't want another thing to repeat itself again. So she wasn't ready for another music career that was, because I know women suffer a lot when it comes to
Yeah.
relationships when they're married to a musician, or an actor or somebody that's a celebrity. So my mother, she felt that she had enough of that. She wasn't gonna have her son do music, so we fought, and my mother was like, blah blah blah, I will carry my keyboard, put my keyboard in the stand and leave the house. My mother looked at me like, this boy. So along the line, I left Lagos. I started coming to Abuja. I joined a gospel group called Pure Heart Impression. Pure Heart Impression was like a nine-member group, university graduates, undergraduates, everybody was like, so we had,
This was after Montreal. Was this after
it was before
Montreal?
Moshiri. I wasn't doing music professionally then. It was before
Okay.
Moshiri, before my
How
first
did
album, before I was
how did
signed.
you get Montreal out?
How did I get it? How?
Out.
Yeah, I'm getting there. So
Okay.
let me pass on today because of time. Yeah. So what I did was I was a member of Pure Heart Impression. I would come to Abuja. It's a gospel group. We'll go administration stuff and like that. We'll go jobs. We go to many churches. We were doing this for free. We're just doing it, for the love of it. We're not getting paid or something. So yeah, so we now recorded an album, and then I had produced Tony Tetfila. Yeah, I think I had produced Tony Tetfila then. So I now went back. So we were going to start promotion for the album, for the Pure Heart Impression album. And the executive producer now said, why don't you go and see your organ Kenny Ogumbe, try and talk to him and see, if we can, promote our music on, because Ray Power and AIT, that's the main place to actually, if you want to sell music, that you want to make any, headway in the music game, you have to roll with them. So I went back to Lagos and came back to Lagos and went to see him. And at that time, I always have my bag. I always know producers then you carry this your like tax collector bag. So I had my bag and CDs and stuff like that inside the bag, and CDs of my artists that I produce, a lot of CDs, and it happened that Moshiri's CD was inside that bag that day. So when I got there, I told him what I wanted to do, and he said fine. So he said I should come and see him in the studio. So I went to the studio. I was with him in the studio. He was actually about to go on air. So he said that okay, let me listen. So he took, like where you actually your radio OAP and all that. You people will first of all listen to the song somewhere. And then so he picked the Pure Heart Impression album and listened to it for a while, and he said, yeah, it's okay, but Paul, do you have your own song? I said, I didn't want to say it's that song that people rejected because that's what she. I said, okay. I said I'll work on some songs and I'll bring them for you, sir. He said, no. Did you? I said, yeah. You should do something now. You should do something for yourself. You should do something. You are talented. You can do something. And that's okay. Wait a minute. Let me even test this song and see whether this man will like this song. So I said, I think I have one song here. So I actually brought it out and gave it to him, and he said, okay. So what this one? That was the title of this one. I said, I'll show you. Okay. So for text listening and all that, test listening, and he just did that, and he was bopping his head. I was like, okay, it's like this man likes this song. Though. They now turned him and said, this is nice. This is nice. I said, oh, nice. Okay, let's just go on. Then you know what he did that really shocked me? He just took it out, went straight to the normal deck that you play when you're on air, and he just slotted it and dragged the microphone and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is Paul, I.K Dairo." And that was it. Moshiri. And that was it. And people called in and like, it's interesting. You like this song? Oh, the song is nice. Then it's like, Paul, will you sign Kenny's music? I said, tell him, I will sign Kenny's music. Why will I not sign Kenny's music? I said, okay, well, good. I like this is beautiful music. Do you have other songs? I said, yeah, me. I record songs like, I have catalog. I have loads of songs back then that I recorded and all that. So he said, so how much is it to do it for your full album? I said, yeah. I said maybe around 150,000. That day, no 150,000 was 150,000. So okay, don't worry, I'll give you 100,000. I give you 100,000. It's okay, yes, give me 100,000. So when he gave me the 100,000, I called Slam. I said, Slam, we are rich, you. Let's just go and pay the town rent. So we're actually running around the town, going to club and all that, and just living life. Because funny enough, I had already recorded most songs that I needed, so I didn't need to do much like that. So I just used the song to finish up on the songs that I'd done, and the album was ready in a week. And then I didn't talk about Oxygen because it's very short time. Oxygen came in between. Slam and myself were actually Slam. I produced Slam. That's how I met him. And Slam said I should join his group, the Clan. So I joined the Clan. Now, when I joined the Clan, it was myself, Slam, and Freaky. Now, Bayo Adefie came later as Swave. He was actually on his own. The Rugged Man too was also in that. Okay, we are all in that circle. On that circle, and Rugged Man came in between. Rugged Man and it was Swave and Rugged. Rugged Man and Swave were actually together as a group. So when Swave heard me, Swave was like, "This guy is good." So Swave, now I took Swave to Slam, say, we need to bring in this guy. He's a very good rapper. And Slam and Swave used to have a lot of fights back then. They used to argue and all that, but they're now old men and women. They have families, so they are now cool. So, but back then it was more like back and forth with their attitude and stuff. So Oxygen. I met Tony Tonero. I produced someone in AVI Studios, and I met Tony Tonero. And Tony Tonero approached me and said, "Yeah, very good. You need to come and join our group." I was just joining people's group. And I said, "You need to meet the executive producer." So when they played the song to the executive producer, they was like, "Man, this guy is good. This boy is good. He's fantastic. Where did you meet him? I want to meet him." So I went to meet the man, man is so much, he loves me so much, very wealthy man. It was like, "Paul, I want to form a group. Please come and join my group." 2 members of the group are already leaving for one has left for US, one has gone to UK. So what's gonna happen? I said, "Well, me, I will join group. I'm not running from anybody." So, and I said, on one condition, unless you bring in Slam and Swave to the group. So we now agreed. So it was Slam, Swave, Tony Tonero, and myself. So we formed Oxygen. That was how we had Oxygen. So Oxygen was the last group I joined before I became a solo artist with Kenny's Music. So when I was gonna leave, we were signed. Oxygen was signed by a South African company who has a sister company in Netherlands. So when we were discussing the money issue, or whoever started fighting, and I didn't like that, and that stuff, and I just said, "You know what, I'm done." So around that time, that was when I got signed on Kenny's. Kenny told me that I want to sign. So I went back to my guy and said, "You know what, me, I'm going. I don't want, I can't do this anymore. I need to go solo." So and Slam was like, "You want to go solo, Paul?" I said, "Yeah, I have to go solo." I said, "Okay, well, if you're going solo, we are following you." Then Tony said, "If you are going solo, then we are following you." So that was how I left Oxygen, and the man was upset. And the whole story, that was a story for another day. So that's how I joined Kenny's Music, and Moshiri was Happy Day was the first song online, and Happy Day was massive. The response was massive, I went to perform Happy Day in Unilag, and the girls wanted to rape me. It was, I felt like Michael Jackson. It was like, I just saw people talking at my shirt, talking on my belt, talking about, it was like, so this is how music is all about. This is what the game is all about. So, yeah, so happy Day. And then JAJ Top 7, they never play Nigerian music. You cannot go to any club and before they can play any Nigerian song, maybe about 3 a.m. in the morning or parties, you hadn't listened, just foreign music and foreign music. So JAJ Top 7, you can hardly hear any Nigerian music. But Happy Day made it to Top 7. The day I heard JAJ say on the radio, number 2, Paul play Dairo, Happy Day. I say,
Number 2,
myself,
Diamond.
myself, me. You know, so we celebrated myself slam. We went down to, you know, there's a local, you know, ice cream shop there. You know, they sell ice cream. Yeah, so my music was number 2. So yeah, then Moshori Ray now came later, and I went to see. Yeah, Kennison Brown was actually like the I don't know now. Yeah, she was Kennison Brown was the A&R. Yes, A&R. So and I went Santa Paul, man, album move, but you know it's very kind of slow. I'm like kind of slow, okay. So I said maybe pastor. So I said, you know what, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna fast for 3 days. And you know, I said, God, you are the one that told me to come to this place. Now, you know, you need to be with me. And so I had a dream. You know, I think it was the 3rd day. Yeah, I had a dream. I saw myself on the street, and people were coming out, were dancing, children and stuff. Everybody was like dancing. You know, men, ladies, old women, old men, children on the street were dancing with Shuri. I woke up the next day. I said, "Yeah, Baba has answered." Yeah. So I knew that it was, you know, I already knew. So about a week later, when I went to Kenny's music office, you know, she just told me, "Paul, your music is flying," and that was where, you know, it all began.
Wow.
Yes, that's where everything just, you know. Then I was now able to tell myself that yes, Paul, you're a musician now. So go ahead and do whatever you want to do. Yes.
We have 7 minutes more and the interview is about to begin.
Yeah.
See, what we do here.
We can steal more time.
Huh? What did you say?
We can still steal more time. If it's more than 1 hour, we can steal more time.
Oh, thank you.
Because you said I should say everything.
Yes,
it's good. Yeah, you said so. I wanted to say everything, you know. So
yeah,
in the process,
it's okay.
I didn't even know that I've spoken for almost an hour. God, I'm supposed to be a pastor. I pray.
But what we do here at Bouquie's places, we equip people practically. So now you've shared your story and you put in some things that were really needed. That's why I didn't even cut you in, because you were saying this was what you did. But those times that you second guessed yourself and you were not accepted by people, mentally, how did you get over that?
You see, yeah, I have friends who actually, like, for instance, Slam was one of those people that actually gave me that confidence. You know, he was a friend that was there at the right time. He was always the one that keeps telling me. And there's another friend of mine who's is a sound engineer, Akim. Akim calls me Paul Riley. You know, Teddy Riley. You know, so he calls me Paul Riley because every production I was doing back then was like, man.
Wow,
you know,
is it Akim in that studio in oh my gosh, I remember him.
I came tall, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Slam was one of those people that actually kept the fire burning and kept that fire burning in me. Like, look, Paul, you're good, you know. And then that was when reggae music was big in Nigeria. Nobody was playing R&B, nobody was rapping, you know. And I had a lot of friends around me. I had people like Rugged Man around me. People were like, Paul, you're good. You know, Rugged Man would come and say, Paul, you must produce my jams. You know, or like Swave, you know, a lot of cats in the game. They were just coming in and saying, Paul, you're good, you're good. So that was what kept me going. Left to me, I would have just said, you know what, let me just go back to the office and start working 9 to 5. But you need it no matter how. I believed in myself, but I was kind of looking at myself. I was looking at myself through the lenses, you know, of being as great as my dad or something, or being like my dad or something. You know, I find out that this shoe is kind of too big for me. So maybe I should just step back a little bit because one, I'm not being accepted initially, and two, I only have a few friends of mine who just believed in me. So why would I want to go ahead and do that? But I knew that then I knew there were other things I could do. You know, I could go back to work. So I had options. But at one point, I just told myself, you know what? If these people are telling you that you're good, that means you got it. You know, it means that there's something there. And if you walk into a studio and about five, three, four, you know, artists are waiting for you to record them, then come on, man. And you know, Nelson Brandt was like, you know, with me then, so we used to Paul, you know, so much respect for each other. OJB was there. OJB was one of those people that was always telling me, Paul, you know, Paul, you're good. So we knew that we were good because we were doing jingles for advertising agencies, and you know, so that's some kind of, you know, it gives some iota of belief in ourselves that yeah, you know, we can do it now. So if we're, you know, making money, you know, recording for advertising, just that companies actually, you know, do business with the big, you know, blue chip companies out there. So why can't we do stuff for ourselves? You know, so that sort of kept me going, you know, and yeah, pretty much that's it.
Wow. And you disappeared for a while. What happened?
Yeah, I disappeared for a while for so many reasons. Reason number one, health issues, serious issues that then I had to go back into myself and actually wonder what's going on because I really to be renewed in my thoughts and in my personality and in my hopes and in my dreams, that what do I really want to do. And I decided to do other stuff. Um, yeah, so I said my life cannot be fully about music. When I came back from South Africa, it was quite an ordeal. That was a story for another. Maybe we have to have another part two. Maybe so that one is another full 1 hour story. And yeah, I was glad that God, I almost died in South Africa, but God came through. It happened like in February 2009. I was supposed to go to South Africa to record the video, shoot the video for my next single, which is Delicious. So I went in there, thought everything was gonna go smoothly. I had already spoken with the director. When I got to South Africa, we got up with the production meeting, and everything sounded cool. So we decided to go ahead with the shooting. On the day of the shoot, I started feeling funny. There's something's not going right. Something's not cool. Something's happening to me that I really cannot, I could not actually figure out. And Kunle Odutayo, I'm sure you know Kunle. You know Kunle Odutayo. He's big in South Africa. He's a fantastic jazz player and jazz musician. Sorry, I was actually putting up at his place. I was staying with him, and so when got back home, we're actually happy that we had a very good recording, and I was waiting to collect the video and head back to Nigeria. So that night, I said I needed to use the restroom, and when I got into the bathroom, I just saw, what was coming out was just blood, just pure blood. And In a few minutes, there was blood all over the floor. Like, I couldn't explain. There was blood clots, all kind of, you know, scary stuff. So I shouted. I said, Kunle. Kunle came into the room and said, secondly, I think something's about to happen to me that, I think it's time. I said, no, 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 you won't die. Because there was so much blood. There was so much blood that, if you actually feel a bucket, it was so much. So Kunle had to just, I was, immediately I started feeling weak. So Kunle had to just pick me up, and because I was practically on the floor. So he picked me up and, and when we're in the car, I was like, I said, Kunle, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Kunle said, no, you will not die in Jesus' name. Kunle started speaking in tongues, pray. And so we got to this hospital, and the doctor, Zimbabwean doctor, was like, what happened to you? Have you bathed in the stream? I'm like, stream, K. When I see stream, what you have is bilharzia. What you have is this. It was just being nasty, very, And by the time this guy, said all this stuff he could say, my blood pressure shot up to like 200 and something, like 180 something over. It was just mad. It was crazy. So Kule was like, the man, they should tell the man to calm down, but the man started getting, the man should not say things that will get me really worked up. And so Kule now said that they needed to change the doctor, so they changed the doctor to one white guy. And the white guy told me that, Paul, you're something wrong with your bladder, probably, but he's not sure. So maybe some kind of infection that I needed. So he gave me some drugs, I should drink a lot of water, I should drink cranberry juice. So that's why I drink cranberry juice till tomorrow. I still drink it today. So I left, thinking that that once I take the antibiotics, I should be fine. So I went the next day. I was in the studio with Kunle, and we were recording, and I said I wanted to use the bathroom again, and the same thing happened again. This time around, I had started giving up the hope, saying, maybe this man will just pack it up here in South Africa, because I can't describe the amount of blood. Was too much for one person to come out of one person. So, and that was the time I realized that human beings have so much blood in them, so much blood. So I told Kunle that this is too much for me. I don't know what to do. So he now decided to take me to General Hospital in South Africa. And that the other doctors in those private hospitals will not want to tamper with my situation. That it might take them some time to start, after test, but this seems to be like an emergency. So I'd rather go in, so that they can quickly check me on emergency, with an emergency status or something, that they can, look at me and just figure out what was wrong with me. So eventually I got somebody there, a white lady as well. She said, maybe some bladder issues and stuff. We need to run some tests. So that test would take like 7 days. Those 7 days, that was the most difficult moment of my life. I almost died, because it was as if something was like strangling life out of me, as in, as if something is, as if, that kind of situation that you feel like you're passing out, but you're not passing out. You're just between, just between, that the fact that that you're losing your breath, or you're not sure whether your blood pressure is high. It was just a messy stuff. So I told Kunle, I said, you know what, I don't think I can wait for these 7 days. If I wait for these 7 days, I'm not sure I'm going to make it. So Kunle said, what are we going to do? So they will call this doctor in Pretoria. a Nigerian doctor. I say it's high time that we call the Nigerian doctor, because you know what, when you've had that experience abroad, you keep testing me for this, testing me for that, thinking until before they know it. Yeah, so the doctor now said I should send a report to him, and I did send a report to him, and he told me quite frankly that, Paul, this serious case seems very serious, so you need to actually see a doctor immediately. So he referred us to a doctor in Harvard Hospital. The Harvard Hospital is probably one of the most expensive in South Africa, a private hospital. So we went there, we saw this doctor, uh, is a Nigerian doctor. Somehow his name just escaped my mind. Dr. Debisi. So Dr. Debisi just said, I know you're a musician out of Nigeria, blah blah blah. So can you please just let's check you? And so he did ultrasound scan, and within 30 seconds, it's just that I should come down. So you need to come down, just come down. I think you have an enlarged kidney. And I really don't understand what this is, but I said, what happened? I said, did you feel anything? I said, I didn't feel anything. Only thing I knew is that I think my stomach was a bit bulgy at one point. I thought maybe because I was taking too much cocoa, I was taking too much, drinks and stuff, because I hardly eat. So it was like maybe I take energy drinks sometimes. I take a lot of Coca-Cola. So maybe my body could be, I could get bloated because because it's gaseous. So it said anyways that you have an enlarged kidney. That's how I broke down, started crying, because I've never been no member of my family has been under the knife before. So I said, why me? This is not supposed to be happening to me, because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do none of those things. I don't take very dangerous stuff. I don't nothing. So why me? So well, it happens. That well, you need to get this thing out of your system in the next 1 week, or else it will be another story entirely. That's when I freaked out, because I now looked at Kunle. I said, Kunle, guess what? If I had waited for that test, things would have gotten out of hand. So you know what? Because there's a tumor on your kidney, and this tumor must not spread. So what we have right now is to make sure that we get this kidney out as soon as we can. So I just started race with, I began my life race from there. I needed to, make sure that, okay, the money I had in Nigeria, I just started packing some stuff. And I knew that it was going to be very expensive, because that hospital was very expensive. So, yeah, so I checked in, and, I was admitted, and I called my wife, and, my kids came down to South Africa. I was there. And I actually thought, you know what? And the doctor told me it was a 50-50 thing, It was a 50-50. I said, what is 50-50? I said, 50-50, you leave or you die. So that he's not going to mix words with me. That's going to tell me the way it is. So he even brought like a non-specialist, and the man did another check on me and said, you know what? You need to brace up, man. To brace up. So around that time, a few people started hearing, and there was someone news around Lagos that Paul is in South Africa. I don't know how the press people got that story, and they said that that Paul died and stuff. Everything just went. Then I got a call and from so many people, and one night I was just in bed and I got a call, and it was Dr. Mike Adenoga, and so like, but what's wrong with you? I said, don't worry, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So he was a lovely man. He actually went all out to make sure that I was out of that place in no time. and I went to my surgery. The day I was going for my surgery, I started singing. Baba Moro Moreninu Ayemi. So everybody, like and like I was going to the theater room. So you were like, where is this Bishman from? As in, well, looking at me funny. Like then one woman said, please sing, so that I like that spirit. And when I got in there, I'd never, it was scary because a day before my surgery, I had to go. I ate what I could eat. I went to watch a movie. I started doing stuff like, tomorrow could just be the day. That kind of feeling. And so when it was time, I said, you know what? If I'm coming to you, then I told my God, I said, well, I don't want to go now, but I just surrendered everything to God. I said, you know what? Well, this is the time, and you just need to face it. So that operation, after I woke up, that's what I knew. Went on for like 7 hours, 6.5, 7 hours, and somebody just tapped me, and it was very painful. Like, Mr. Paul, get up. It was like, so well. That was part one. The part two was now recuperate and getting yourself back was the worst part. There was a time before I moved a distance of 1 meter, it should take 5 minutes. It was really I had PTSD. I was depressed. A whole lot of stuff was going on. They sent me psychologists who actually put me on some drugs, and because I went to church, in South Africa, I went to this massive church. I didn't believe that I was healed. It was, even before then, I was going to church. I was praying to God, I don't want to die. It was a whole lot of, drama. And when I came back to Nigeria, I started falling ill again. And I couldn't, so many shows that I had collected money for, I had to just, pay them back their money. And and I found out that I forced myself to attend, at least go for one of these shows because the money was good. But when I left, I almost passed out, but nobody knew they just knew that something was wrong with me, while I was singing. But I just managed through the show, through the party, and I just told myself, you know what, I don't think I could do this for a while. So that was why I just said, let me just chill. So I actually for like 2 years, I came to Abuja. I was like just not doing anything, just just spending my savings and trying to just do other stuff. And so 2012 I went to America. I fell in America again. My tour, I couldn't do anything. So that it just got me so depressed. I went through serious depression. But in the meantime, I kept praying to God for that. Just give me that chance to live again. Just give me that chance to stand up on my feet again. And because I felt like, look, at one point I took God for granted. So this time around, I don't think, I think it's just giving me a second chance. And the worst thing to do is not, to move close to God. Because when you're a musician, you get so much entangled in so many stuff, and you forget that, I'm doing it by myself. I was doing it by myself. So then God really had to come out and show you that I'm the one that's doing it for you. So that was that aspect of my life that was really dark, and I'm glad I got out of it. When I came back from South Africa, from United States, I was in the US for I was there for like 6-7 months, and so when I came back, I went to the UK, spent some time in the UK as well. I was now shuttling between UK and Nigeria. Then all the while I started thinking of music again. Okay, I should do music again. So started getting my energy back, and said, okay, well, so I started releasing music once in a while until then. And sometimes you do something and you feel like, well, I've been there and done that, so what else do I want to do here? I've been there, I've performed for presidents, I've performed for ministers, governors. So Nigeria for me musically was like, what else do I really want to do again? So maybe my focus should be something more international. So I got signed to a record label in Turkey. I was doing stuff. I was like, not really that I was, I was just doing stuff like recording for them, and yeah, managing my little money that I'm making from there, and just looking at the whole game. But at one point, music in business in Nigeria, music industry in Nigeria was like, you know what, people don't really listen to my kind of music anymore. So what do I really want to do here? You feel like that sometimes. Like, okay, well, all this kind of music I listen to. Do you say anybody listen to love song now? The love song I listen to now is more like sex. It was like sexy song. It's not really a love song anyway. I don't know why they will call it love song, but there's no more expression, there's no more soul, so I'm like, let me just stay out of the way for a while. But yeah, like a year ago I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna do what I want to do, because I don't want to do BS. I know some people walk up to me and say, you like to be like this, you have to do everything like that, you have to do banana, you have to do bonono. I said, no, I'm not gonna do that. So if I'm gonna come out with my album, I'm gonna still be myself. And if you want to buy it, if you don't want to, still be me, and because it was me that you like 10 years ago, why do you want me to be somebody else? So I don't want to be somebody else for anybody. So I started to hook up with some young boys who are actually in the game right now, because one thing about me is that I have experience, but I was there so many years ago. Some boys are there now, so hey. So I got people like Bankuli. I got Bankuli was there for me, like my brother. So it's like, Baba, you need to do this. Like, well, you have to do that. Like, well, okay, so I said, okay, let's do it again. Let's try. So my first single this year was, I said, okay, my intention was to just release an EP, and look at some guys that actually do what I like. So I hooked up with Runtown. We did the remake of Angel of My Life. And yeah, it came out good. Everybody loved it. That's okay. Yeah, like, it's like, you still got it. So why didn't you just do more? So I hooked up with Nonso Amadi and Did Kolo, which was also very good and getting so much attention. And so I said, well, so if people still listen to this kind of music, it kind of gave me that impression of, well, yeah, so people still listen to that. Why not? Why not just go and do what you want to do? So basically, I left for those reasons, that I was depressed for a lot of years, and I just said to just pick myself up and say, you know what, let's try this music thing again and see how it goes.
Wow.
So
Wow.
so meanwhile, while I was doing that, I was in other businesses. I now run a mind health firm in Abuja. Yeah, so basically to other stuff, and mind health firm, I have a foundation, DC Regiment and DC Mission. So everything is good. God actually rescued me and put me in a good place and said, you know what, just relax, chill, don't don't stress yourself. So that you will do it when you have that energy, and the mentality and the whole how do I put it now? You have the whole shabazz to go with it, to do it, to go ahead with it. So I'm that kind of person. I'm a perfectionist to the core. I always want to do things when I'm all set and all ready, So I think this is the time for me to just, do, music. I believe is for life. I don't think that something you need music. If you're a musician, like 10 years ago, you're still a musician, Music is a lifetime, job. It's something that you do till God calls you. So
Wow. Ooh, talking about God calling. Talking about God calling. What was going through your mind when you were depressed?
I was in Atlanta in 2012, and I went to see a friend. All these condominiums, and this guy actually lives on top floor, and she kind of like the topmost floor in that high-rise building, and she told me that when she listened to my story, she had her own story to tell too, so she told me her story, blah blah, and then she was on crutches and stuff like that. So that's what my story. So Paul, don't worry, everything will be fine. So because I wanted to get back, but my health was pulling me back. So I just had a time to just chill, and I went to the balcony for a while, and that thing just told me, you know what, why don't you just jump? Because hey, why don't you just jump? This is what's the point now? You can't do anything, you can't move, your health you come to America, you can do your tour, you can do stuff, you fall ill, you go to the hospital, you end up in doing this minor surgery and stuff like that. So what the hell? Why don't you just let this go and just so I just told myself, devil, you're a liar. I still got so much left in me. I'm actually gonna die empty. I'm gonna die with everything, every talent. I'm gonna do everything that God has sent me to do on this earth before I go. So I'm not gonna go now. I still got much left in me. So you're wrong then. So all the while that she left, she excused herself. She went to the kitchen. I was battling with the devil. I was actually I said no, jump now. If you jump one thing, your uncle just once, and that's it. So what's the point? So and when she came back, she saw that I was sweating. She said, Paul, are you okay? I said, I'm fine. That I didn't tell her anything. I didn't tell her what I went through. So I just, then I made up my mind. You know what? No matter what hits you, no matter what they throw at you, sometimes some things that you face in life might be spiritual and you never know it. Some things that you face might be physical and you never know it. But be prayerful at all times, because you never know when the devil is going to come for, he's actually going to come, to attack you. And I didn't want to go into all those areas about spirituality and stuff like that, because some people read some funny meanings to that. They say, well, maybe it's coincidence or something like that. But I'll tell you, because the Bible
Did you?
tells us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities and powers in high places. So we are aware, of the machinations of of the wicked. So we should be aware at all times. And your Bible song says that Christian mighty wasing, because lying not lower. It's like you are amongst the enemies. Anywhere you find yourself, in the game, in the music game, at work, at home, your enemies are always looking around, trying to do you something bad, and trying to make sure you fall. So don't ever rest. Don't ever, think that, well, I think I prayed, I fasted yesterday, so I should not fast today. So basically, yeah, that was actually my story, and
I have a question.
yeah,
So, do you think that it was spiritual?
I think so. I think so. I think it was. I want to. If I actually, I don't want to go to details, because some people say, clinician, right? Some people really don't have. Some people that have people minds. They don't have, like their thought process is on the surface. So I wouldn't want to go into that, because
Oh,
3 years before,
our
three
own thought
years,
process is not on the
three
surface. Go
years,
into.
3 years before that incident happened, I have this friend who she is a pastor in Redeem. And she told me that she just called me out of the place and said I need to come see her. So I went to her place, because we were family, we were friends, and she told me, said, Paul, you need to pray very much, very well. You need to pray very well. I said, what happened? They so my mom went for prayers in Ibadan, and they told and while they were praying, it was a night vigil on the mountain. It was like, and they kept saying that who is Paul Dairo? And everybody would just stop and say, I'm mentioning Jebe. But because she's my friend's mom. So the woman knew want to go out and say, maybe there's somebody that actually knew me. You understand? So, and she'll keep quiet. So that thing went on and on, like for hours, and the man will come back in and say, I said, who knows Paul Dairo in this place? Paul Dairo. So the woman eventually just, just, I know him, and it's my daughter's friend, quite, and, I really don't know him much. I said, I have a message. That's why God wants to send you to him, that he needs to pray, because in 4 different places there were arrows. 4 different places, people actually, sending arrows to him. And I said, why? He said, because
Envy.
eh?
Envy, jealousy.
Envy, yes, envy. And so she came back and she told me, don't worry, I have people praying for me. Let me tell you one thing about life. You have to pray for yourself. I said, then I had, I pray, I go to church, I pray, I make sure that I don't, get some kind of stuff that's gonna make me, put me, I will be less, spiritual. I don't fall into sin. I don't do all kind of stuff. But I was just not praying. I was just not praying. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing bad things, so I'm not really so. That kind of thing. So and I had pastors who prayed for me. Yes, pastors. But you just have. I wasn't praying. So when they told me that stuff, I was like, I just. So when it happened, that moment that I was in the bathroom and I was peeing blood, sorry to use that word, I told myself, what me? I just said, these people have grabbed me. As in, that was my, because my mind went back to when they told me that stuff. Did you get it? Did you hear what I said? I just told myself that, yeah, these people caught up with me at last, because I didn't know why I remembered. And let me tell you, after that thing happened to me, I started calling pastors. There was this pastor that a friend of mine introduced me to in London. She was, like a prayerful woman. The moment I called the woman, the moment the woman picked up the phone, she said, this is a big battle, oh. And like, what is big battle? And she will call me back. That is if she's going to pick up my call today or tomorrow. She never picked my calls. I called one of my pastor friends in Abuja, the Pentecostal pastor. I called him. The moment he picked up the phone, he said, where are you? I said, I'm in South Africa. This. He said, I will call you back. I met them. I saw that man again last year in Abuja here. He was looking at me, he was so ashamed. Everybody ran away.
Why did they run away?
Because the battle was too much for them. the battle was too much. The battle was too much for me. So my friend here, I will just not mention the man's name. My friend here in Abuja went to see one top pastor in Winners. And if you know the top, pastor in Winners Church. And the man told my friend that, is it not Paul Dairo? Paul Dairo is a child of covenant. He cannot die. So my friend called me and said, they said that you're a child of covenant. You cannot die. I took that. I said, yeah. A whole lot of pastors ran away. A whole lot of pastors ran away. But some of them that actually I knew that we were there for me. There was this pastor in I can't remember his name now. I'm sorry. Pastor of Potter's House in Lagos, in Ikeja. Pastor Ken. Pastor Ken was praying for me every day. Every day. There were so many, CNS pastors, prophets that were praying for me too, but Pastor Ken stood by me till I came back to Nigeria. Pastor Ken I wasn't a member. I just sometimes I go to his church once in a while, but I wasn't really like a member of his church. So, and he knew. He said, "Paul, this is the battle, but don't worry." So those who knew that this thing was not an ordinary, it doesn't come like that. You just wake up money, no sign that you're sick, no sign that anything. You just end up in the hospital and they're trying to take your kidney out. What kind of stuff is that? So that was so scary for me. I was scared of the business I'm into. I was scared of the whole thing. I just said, you know what, let me just chill for a while. And somebody called me from Abuja, said, if they will not allow you to do music, why not just come and do business in Abuja? What's wrong with you? Honestly. But other people will say that, oh man, I don't believe in that. Well, but because of the kind of program we're in, I wouldn't say this anywhere else. But for people to believe that, the battle that we fight is not carnal. Every day, the battle we fight is not carnal, man. It's spiritual. Sometimes, when I went to America, I was shocked. I went to America. I fought a battle with somebody I did not see in America. Somebody that I did not see. The person came from the darkness, and I was fighting with that person. And that was the first night I spent in America. It was like, oh, so you think you escape, right? So we are actually coming for you again. So I said, okay, I'm not even going to do this music again, Seth. I'm not tired.
Wait, backtrack.
Yeah. I said, no.
I'm happy we can laugh about it
where
now.
is Paul? Paul is not doing music again. I'll just keep quiet. I'll be laughing. I'll see myself, and people will come on social media and say, where's Paul Dairo? Why is not singing again? What's wrong with the guy? What's wrong with him? He's not singing again. What's wrong? Is he Paul play? Is he Paul pause? Somebody will say, he has paused. And it's this. Well, I knew, I said, you know what? When I came to Abuja, I saw a man of God in Redeem. The man told me that God actually put you on his back. Because if you're on the floor, you will not make it. Your enemy is not going to make it. You can see this as stories and.
But wait.
But somebody like me, I hardly believe in what people say, but it happened to me, and I saw it physically. I fought physically with somebody that I didn't see. It was between a dream and reality. It was a wrestle. That was when I was not convinced that this thing is not a joke. So I called my pastor in Nigeria. I said, you know what? This is what I saw. He started speaking in tongues over the phone. Started speaking in phone and started, kabashing and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, why don't you just chill for these people at the for a while and just
wait. Stop.
just
Not like I like this too, but take us through that incident, how you lay down to sleep and how it all played out.
Okay, when I got to sorry, how am I keep saying South? Why do I keep saying South? When I got to the
America.
US, my flight was kind of funny because there was no direct flight to New York. So what I did was I wanted to fly I did 8 hours flight to Turkey. Yeah, so from Turkey I now took direct flight to the US, to New York. So after that, I was my promoter's wife came to pick me in New York, so we went to Maryland. The first night, so it was the second night, because the first night she the place I was supposed to stay is still trying to prepare. So actually in a motel, like somewhere around the house. So I didn't see anything. So when I actually moved to the house, that's when that night I just said, well, let me just sleep now. Let me relax and sleep properly. I didn't know that I wasn't gonna sleep. So a thing happened, and I just found that thing coming up to me at night, and it was like darkness, and it was just darkness. But in a you could see that I could see that it was a shape of a human being, but it was like in darkness. So I was wrestling with that thing. I was fighting. I was struggling. He was trying to, press me. I was pushing. I was pushing back. I was, it was like it's like I knew what was going on. So when I woke up, I was sweating. I was like, man, this thing is not funny. It's like these people, they still came to New York. They still came to get to Maryland. So I find, I became paranoid because everything that happens, that I think that something, but I'm that kind of person that do not believe in all those things. I don't believe in until tomorrow. Yeah, even after I had that experience, I still don't believe that there's something spiritual like witches and stuff, because that's me. I don't believe anything, but it was when I think God would just wanted to show you that look at what you are up against, man. So I got scared, Even when they were telling me all kinds of things, I didn't believe it. Honestly, I will not lie to you. I didn't believe it. Somehow, some part of me do not believe in prophecy. I don't believe in all this. I saw vision. I see you there. You're jumping on the street. I really, but until it happens. That's when I said, okay, yeah, I believe it, because a whole lot of people out there who actually, fake. So when that thing happened to me, I called my pastor immediately, and he told me like, Paul, we need to pray. We need to pray. We need to pray. So I knew that my tour in America was going to be messed up right from the second day. So that was what actually prompted me to want to commit suicide then, when I went to Maryland, when I went to Atlanta. Because I came here, all my shows, I couldn't do them because I was sick. I had to go to surgery. I had to, it was just...
You did another surgery in America?
Yeah, a minor surgery, yeah.
Wow.
So, so basically, that was one of the reasons why, let's say the major reason why I said, can I just chill for a while? And, somebody says suicide. Yeah, it was like, it wasn't like I wanted to commit suicide, but
don't tell them again. They should go and watch it. Don't tell them. They should go and watch it on Bouquis on
it was just
YouTube. They've
like I
already
was,
said it.
something was talking to me that why don't you just end it? I was like, me, I can't keep myself. I can't commit suicide. And because everything was like, what, when you got so much pressure on you, and I said, what, I don't know, I still got a lot left in me. I'm not gonna commit suicide. I'm not gonna die. You can tell. It's just like something telling you that why don't you just jump and end it? But I said, yeah. When I made it back to Nigeria in one piece and went to England. I went to England, and yeah. So right now I'm actually also in the business of helping people who actually feel depressed, and because I've been there. I've been depressed before. I've been through all that stuff before. So when I see somebody who's was actually depressed, I see what they see, and what they see, and know what they are going through and all that. So that's partly what my firm is all about. And yeah, so I think you've heard almost all the story that you need to, all the stories that you need to hear. But basically, that one of the spiritual thing is something I really don't want to say about. I don't say, but I say because this is the kind of program that you have here.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say to anybody. I wouldn't say it to anybody because we have different beliefs, and we have, even before it happened to me, I didn't believe nothing. And my father, I was born in CNS church, and everything my father ever told me, I was like, okay. I said, okay. And my father would say, do you know that this is gonna happen? Okay. And everything my father said, my father told me something. He said, when things go really, really bad for you, do not forget the source that you came from. Do not forget your church. Don't forget. So it's just basically telling me that I should go back straight to God to say, Baba, save me. You understand? So that's a bit of a story. It's not everything. I will not tell everybody everything. So I'm actually planning something for myself where I'm going to tell the whole story. But so far, that's the major reason why I decided to stay away. And yeah, so I just felt it's high time for me to just come back, since I'm not feeling any threat anymore. Nobody's disturbing me. I just feel like, look, I'm doing it because I love it. I'm not doing it because I'm in competition with anybody. I'm not doing it because I want to beat anybody up there, because I've been there. So hey, I'm just doing it because I love it, because it's something that people, and when I go on social media, people say, "Ah, Paul, where have you been?" And when I go to events these days, I feel like, the abominable snowman. People never get to see. It's like I feel like Yeti. I'm like, what is that for play? Yeah. So yeah. So basically, that's my story, and I'm sure it's quite engaging, and yeah. That's
Wow.
just, people don't know the reasons. It's one thing about life is, don't ever judge anybody. You need to know what they're going through. You need to know what they've been through. You don't know them. You just come and say stuff about them that you don't really know. You need to actually go in there and find out. If you're really curious enough to know what they're going through, everybody's going through something. That is my own story. And I'm glad that God just rescued me and renewed me and gave me a new, I just do things differently now, that at least I marvel. I say, well, you know, um, I marvel and say, oh well, it's because God wanted it to happen that way. And it's because if I hadn't gone through, I didn't even tell you my story, that even when I knew that something was really going on for me, I lost my deal with Glow. I lost 40 million naira. So I was, and that was a year before I knew this shit started. Sorry, this thing started happening to me. I just know
Well, why
something.
did you lose it? How?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just lost it. I just lost it. So I just knew something was not right.
They just called you and they said we're terminating the deal.
I never had the deal. I was supposed to have the deal, but
Oh,
and I knew that the man at the top, the man at the top was a man that really loved me so much. You know, but somehow, stories and backstories and schemings and stuff like that, and I knew, okay, this thing is really something fishy is going on. So then, to now cap it all, that is when this, you know, so it's like they want to deal with me from all angles. So
wow.
after I lost that opportunity, that was when I said, okay, well, hey, I got my own money, so let me just move on with my life. And so then this big one now came, and
So how many years did you battle with this big one?
the illness or what?
Yeah.
The illness, yeah, I was just, yeah, I got out of it like 2014, 15. I was fine. I was really fine. Well, at that time, I think 2014, was it 2016? Yeah, I did a video. I went to the UK, and I recorded a song. Um, yeah, so I forgot the title of the song. Um, Full in Love. Yeah, I don't Full in Love. I released an album in 2010, but because of my health, I could not release it. You know, I had Full in Love as one of the tracks. So now 2016, I went to shoot the video for Full in Love, because I just felt one of the songs that I could still revive in the album. So yeah, yeah, I did Full in Love, and yeah, I couldn't even promote it. It was just there. It was just you know. So I said, no, 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 no. It's like you're looking at, okay, is the coast clear? The coast is not clear. Sometimes God
Wow.
tells you, things, and it's no, 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 don't try it yet. If you try it now, it might not. Um, Sorry, NEPA
Is
just
that
did their
Nepal?
form, so it's gonna put up. Yeah, so they're gonna put up the game now.
Nepal.
So,
Child.
I'm sure they can hear my voice though.
Oh yeah, we can hear your voice.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah. So basically, that's it, man. Just the situation and the understanding that there's a time that we need to actually do what you need to do and come out and just be yourself again. So it's not that I just intentionally decided to leave the game and not do anything. So
Wow. I want to ask you a question, but I want your face on the video so that.
yeah, no, the gen is on now, so I'm sure they're going to change over now. So
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. So you said it was competition. Do you have an inkling of who or where the competition was?
hey.
You don't have to tell us. You don't have to say who. But you have an idea.
I have, but don't worry. I have, but sometimes, let me tell you one thing about myself. I don't believe in. Yeah, I know prophecy. There's prophecy. I mean, there's people see vision. So I really don't. You know, I don't. I don't go with that like that. I don't until it happens. Yeah, if you say this person's about to do something bad, or this person is planning to do you some hard stuff and stuff like that, I don't believe it
It happens.
until it happens. So what I tell myself is that, okay, you say this, so has it happened? And if it doesn't happen, then that means you're fake. So well, for me, that I will listen to what you have to say, but at the same time I will just be like, you know what, let me just chill. And if you tell me that, Paul, please don't go out tomorrow between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. I'll say, oh no, I'll go out, Joe. What's the problem? But while I'm going out, I'll be watching it. Maybe something will happen. So, but all that, is only for people who actually who are spiritually minded, people who actually because in Nigeria now we have a lot of people who consider themselves to be atheists. People who don't believe in what we believe in. They don't believe in God. They don't think Christianity is the right religion for them. So I have a lot of friends like that. That doesn't mean I should be their enemy. People who actually, who believe in other, they practice other religions. Some of them are Buddhists. Some of them are, stuff and stuff. People are becoming more conscious about what they want to do with their life and what they feel is the right faith for them to follow. So that's why I don't say things like this in any interview. I will never say it because.
Is this the first time you're sharing it?
This is the first time ever because of your program, and this is going to be the last time, unless I'm going to come out and say it myself on my own show, as something that I decide to do, my own documentary or my own, whatever. So, or I write a book about it, But it's just to teach a lot, just to make a lot of people to be aware of what they are up against, because the side of you is, in life, we look at everything, on the surface, but funny enough, there's always, there's something beyond what you think. Oh, well, it's just me, and you live your life the way you want. You just do what you want to do without, acknowledging God, without, knowing there's a God somewhere that is actually directing your path. You don't have that knowledge, then. So mine was because of the fact that I thought I was strong enough and I didn't have to pray. So, but too bad.
That was going to be my next question. That was going to be my next question. I wanted to say, if you had a do-over, what would you do? Wrong or right or whatever. And I wanted to say, what did you learn in all of that process?
I think I would have just sat back and, retrace my steps back to God, and just, seek His face again and hide under His, wings, and just watch out for something. But because I don't believe in prophecy, and I know that because they come again to come and say all those kind of stories, but that that moment that I started peeing blood. Why did it come to me that okay, this is what they told you and they warned you about? So that okay, so it was when it happened that it dawned on me that this was what they told me about this stuff like 2 years ago, and I didn't even so I would have taken God more seriously then, and chase my step back to God and just hide.
Wow. Well, play, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to Boukie's Place. We have 7 minutes. Oh, we were supposed to come back for 30 minutes, but we have 7 minutes more. People want you to sing. So even if it cuts off while you're singing, it's okay. But
You want me to sing? What song do you want
yeah,
me to sing?
what songs do you guys want him to sing? They want you to sing. And your story is so compelling, and thank you for sharing. Thank you. It means a
You're
lot to
welcome.
us. We appreciate
I did
you.
it
Thank
for
you
you
so much.
because you actually shared your story with me, your testimony with me, and I was moved by your testimony. I was compelled to say, you know what, whatever you do in life, you don't put God first. You're just joking. That's my own opinion. You may have your own opinion, but So let me just. What do I sing now? Hey.
Wow. Thank you.
So okay. Okay.
Ẹlẹ́dàá mi kò dìé mú.
Ẹlẹ́dàá mi mo dìé mú. Mo dìé mú. Ẹlẹ́dàá mi mo dìé mú. Èmi ò gbọ́dọ̀ jábọ́. Mo wá dúpẹ́ oore yẹn náà, bàbá mo dúpẹ́ o. Mo wá dúpẹ́ oore ní, bàbá mo dúpẹ́ o. Mo tún dúpẹ́ oore ọ̀la o, bàbá mo dúpẹ́ o. Bàbá mo dúpẹ́ o. Bàbá mo dúpẹ́ o. Bàbá mo dúpẹ́ o, bàbá mo dúpẹ́. Tí mo bá jí lówùúrọ̀ kùtùkùtù máa dorí mi mú. Mo ṣoríire o, ẹlẹ́dàá mi mo dúpẹ́ o. Tí mo bá jí lówùúrọ̀ kùtùkùtù máa dorí mi mú. Bàbá mo ṣoríire o, ẹlẹ́dàá mi mo dúpẹ́ o. Bàbá. Baba. Yes, I think that was
Wow.
that song probably that song probably is that song that's even saving me. I don't know. Because when you acknowledge God, when you praise God, I believe I do more praise than prayer. I tell you, most of the things that I've tried, and when things are going a bit funny, and I just start praising God, and I just get results. So praise works. So
Praise works. Wow.
it works. That's when that's when God actually comes down. It's only praise that brings him down to your presence. It's only that makes him to come down. If you are praying, you're asking for something now. But when you're praising him, it's a different experience entirely.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that, today has been a very touching and emotional day, for me, because I really just decided to pour everything out today. And I hope that some people who actually, heard what I said tonight will borrow a leaf and actually, if they are going through something right now, they need to just, adjust and understand why certain things are happening, and move closer to God. I'm not saying that you should be a pastor, but I'm saying that it is something about God that you say that God deals with every individual differently. The way he's going to deal with your pastor is different from the way he's going to deal with you. He's going to deal with you on your own level. So just acknowledge him, you know. And I know nobody does business with God and doesn't prosper. Nobody. It's hard because it's like you're putting him to test. It's like you're telling him that. It's like you're saying, well, Father, I decided to face you squarely. You know, I decided to follow you. Then some people won't go to their, go on their knees and say, Father, I know you can get me out of this, and I know you can help me out of my situation. And that's why I followed you. And God will look at the person and say, this person's really counting on me. I've had so many instances that, I ask God for something, it's like as if I'm actually speaking to God and I get results. So, Bouquis.
Wow. You got me so emotional.
Help me greet Donald Trump. Say hello to him. That we are watching all that he's doing. He's doing well. He's doing well. And our own people here too, we are doing well.
We're not ending this great interview by talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Listen, man, thank you so much for coming to Bouquie's place. I'm sorry. Bouquie, get yourself
pleasure.
together.
Anytime. Anytime.
Thank you so much. We have 28 seconds left. I want you guys to tell me you love me.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much.